What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. In this edition of InFocus, we will be going over Flag Smasher, who is supposed to make an appearance, and we already know the Flag Smashers will make an appearance in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. One of their members will be a female version of the character named Carly. Her name on the show will be Carly Morgenthau, portrayed by Aaron Kellerman. Flag Smasher was created as a symbolic aspect that would make him a nemesis specifically for Captain America, whereas the Red Skull symbolized Nazism. Flag Smasher symbolizes anti-patriotism. Also, the first Flag Smasher was born Karl Morgenthau, the son of a wealthy Swiss banker turned diplomat in Bern, Switzerland. However, he wanted to follow in his dad's footsteps, but after his dad became a diplomat, he was trampled to death in a riot at a Latvian embassy. He came to believe that humanity needed to do away with the concept of all countries and nationalism that made people feel superior to those from other nationalities.
What you're saying, Dave, is that Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom totally confirmed, because you mentioned Latveria, so therefore, once again, not your status quo theory, 100% correct. We're never wrong.
Yeah, Doug, I'm going to reel that in right now, but we'll get more into that later.
In Flag Smasher's second appearance in the comics, he debuted with a group called Ultimatum, which stood for Underground Liberated Totally Integrated Mobile Army to Unite Mankind. And shockingly, they are not going with this for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They are going to be the Flag Smashers. But they basically were an anti-patriotic terrorist organization to further this vision of the Flag Smasher, to make it, globalism. We don't have flags, we don't have countries. It's for the good of all mankind. And you could see where that would put him at odds with Captain America, whether it be Bucky, whether it be Sam Wilson, or whether it be the U.S. agent. So there's a lot that's going to happen in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Tune in next week to our Theory Palooza about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier to learn more about what we think is going to happen during that Disney Plus show.
You mean to tell me, Keith, that they're not going to use the full name of the Ultimatums? I mean, it's such a perfect, absolutely wonderful name, and they should say it in its entirety, just like they did with S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, wait, that's right. I forgot they stopped using that as well. But they should continue to use it because it's just chef's kiss, beautiful.
And they made Sword look so good in the WandaVision series. Sword is... Wait. No, their head guy wasn't a good guy either. Okay.
So what we're saying is Ultimatum would probably... No, still not a good idea. That acronym is just absolutely terrible. How it ever got past any of the editors at Marvel, I have no idea.
You mean the entirety of the Ultimates comic series and the Ultimatum run of comics that they did? Yeah, that was perfection too. Good job, Marvel.
They definitely had a love of Ultimatum in certain forms that probably didn't turn out so well. But I think I like the fact that, one, they're going to be the Flag Smashers instead of having some crazy name. And there's really a lot that can go on. I talked about our Theory Palooza, but it is, in my opinion, the best villain they can have for this episode about, replacing Steve Rogers, filling his shoes. Because we know from the comics that the U.S. agent is very patriotic. He's all gung-ho, America, love it. You better be eating apple pies, driving Chevrolets, and doing whatever else you should to be an American, because that's the right way to be. And having someone who is so hell-bent on destroying nations. I mean, in the comics, they've done so many things, not only just trying to destroy nations, but economically trying to destroy them, terrorist acts to try to destroy them. So it's really going to be interesting to see how the Flag Smashers approach this. We've gotten some clips.
Additional information on the Flag Smasher. Of course, if he's going to be challenging superheroes, he's going to need his own superpower, right? But he's an athletic man. He's gifted at hand-to-hand combat with great proficiency.
Dave, his superpower is that he's super rich. Everybody knows it's just like Batman and Iron Man.
What are your superpowers again? I'm rich.
You can be super rich, and then you can defeat all of the good guys.
Green Arrow. Don't forget Green Arrow. I don't know why I needed to do that, but I did it. Yeah, he knows karate. All right, let me keep going. He is a brilliant terrorist strategist. He has fluency in English, French, German, Russian, Italian, Japanese, and everybody's favorite language, Esperanto.
What? Hey, Dave, does he know Pig Latin?
It's not listed here, sir. No.
Well, I think we know why he fails. I think
Esperanto. What a nerd.
And actually, in the comics, he's actually killed. He doesn't have any actual superpowers. You know, just what I listed, those aren't superpowers. You can get that from studying. But and then his mantle was actually taken up by a second guy called Guy Thoreau, and he was a member of Ultimatum, but not nearly as successful. In fact, everything he did failed, and then shortly after that, he was killed himself. So I don't know what's going to happen with this Carly, but she seems pretty young, so I don't think she's going to get killed off.
No, I think that's a good point. I think Marvel has been doing a good job of not killing off these villains, because I do think the Flag Smashers have a place further on down the line in the Marvel universe, because there was even a time when the Flag Smasher teamed up with Captain America against the Red Skull, because obviously, even though he is against nations and borders and all that other stuff, he's still against fascism. So there is a lot of ways they can go with this character, and it'll be interesting to see how it's portrayed out in these 6 episodes of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If they do a good job like they always do, I think we're going to be seeing the Flag Smasher popping up here and there for years and years to come.
I actually think it's nice to have a more grounded villain, rather than, always having your Thanos or your Loki coming down with superpowers. It's nice to have someone who's just like a run of the mill. Hey, we're an organization that has this belief, and we're going to challenge you. Yeah,
because you can make interesting stories. It doesn't have to be about half the universe being wiped out with a snap. That's great, don't get me wrong, but you can also have them more grounded. I think we're going to have a cosmic corner of the Marvel universe. We're going to have a more mystical, with Wanda and Doctor Strange part of the universe. But we always need that grounded part. We need heroes, like Captain America, like Bucky, Spider-Man. They can't always be out in space and jumping dimensions and stuff. That's Fantastic Four levels. We need that grounded level, and Flag Smashers could be what kind of keeps the MCU grounded level going. We have so many different ways they could, use the Flag Smashers, because obviously we're probably going to get the Hand jumping into the Marvel universe at some point, and all these other sort of groups, maybe even the Green Goblin, all of the Spider-Man villains, they're sort of grounded. We may see all of these popping up and being handled while these bigger things are going on out in the Marvel universe. And then it's all going to come together at some point, and we're going to get another, Infinity War and Endgame. And, honestly, I can't wait for that, but I also like the more grounded stories leading up to that, build up to it. Marvel's always done the slow burn, get there when we get there, and I don't think they should change it. I kind of like the way they work these things.
Yeah, they haven't been able to successfully slow burn in the movies, obviously, as we've seen with the Phoenix saga done twice wrong, and the Apocalypse movie, but those weren't MCU. So, and another thing that might tie this into the other groups you were mentioning, this is his dad was killed at the Latvian embassy. That just happens to be where Dr. Doom is from. So
that's it. Dr. Doom confirmed. Dave said it. You heard
I said it. Yeah, let's reel that in right now. I got no proof of anything, and that's how grounded I'm going to be.
We don't need proof. Look at how much I talked about Mephisto. I will guarantee, I'll guarantee Dr. Doom's going to be in the MCU at some point. I don't think he's going to show up in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but it would be nice if we get that name drop. If Flag Smasher's history is the same and we get that name drop for Latveria, people are going to go nuts. Of course, we're going to have 10 videos on how Dr. Doom is going to show up to stop the Flag Smashers, because he's all about borders. He doesn't want to give up his nation. So Dave will reel us in when we get there. We probably need it because we tend to go off on the deep end occasionally about these things. But hey, that's half the fun, people. Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, of course you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. It's fact.
So I noticed that none of you guys mentioned, with all of your comic book knowledge, you didn't bring up that the Flag Smasher kind of looks like Space Ghost in all of the comic books, and that they definitely changed that for the MCU. Again, trying to keep things grounded.
maybe you should explain what you're talking about to some of our less sophisticated viewers.
That was everything that we found out about Flag Smasher for all of you guys there at home. Tell us what you think in the comments down below. And thanks again for watching Not Your Status Quo.